Peace, power, and prosperity, family. This is Amir, the Chicago crypto hustler, Bitcoin block bully, coming to you once again with an early rising show of coffee and crypto. What's going on? Financial Fridays. Damn, is it Friday? It's Friday. Yep, Financial Fridays. What's going on, family? How we doing out there? How we doing out there? Had to reassure myself real quick. Getting lost in the days when you flowing through this matrix of numbers. But decided to go live a little bit early today. Brother White, what's going on? Peace. Go live a little bit early today so I can go ahead and get everything shared out within a decent time. That way I can actually be going live at 9 a.m. Miss Townsend, how we doing, Queen? How we feeling out there? How we feeling out there? I got a couple of stories to bring us. I'm showing you the good side and the bad side of crypto. Always remember there always is a bad side. So first story I'm going to be bringing is Florida Bitcoin trader faces felony charges for selling crypto to undercover police. We're going to cover that. We got a story coming in from Dash. Y'all already know how I am with trust and educational financial literacy involved in trust. We got a story coming in, and Dash announced Trust Protectors election scheduled for March. Real interesting story. I've been sharing with y'all the fact that when you operate in a trust, you are exempt from certain things that people that operate when you operate in a private trust, that is. Prime Trust undercuts rivals in crypto custody race, another trust story. And then some crypto investors find a way of playing it safe. This right here is to see it on Bloomberg and see what they're speaking about. And this was just released today. This lets you know that the doors are opening at a major, like when you see publications such as Fortune magazine, Forbes magazine, Bloomberg magazine, and these corporate entities are talking about this new digital cash to millionaires and billionaire subscribers, it lets you know that they are slowly but for surely, and they're doing it in the form of trust. Really got to pay attention. Another thing I'm going to go over is the Trust Wallet. I'm going to be just showing y'all real quick because a lot of people were asking where did I get my digital trust from. It's just the Trust Wallet, which joins forces with Binance. Very, very, very slick wallet. It does have its own browser, Web3 browser, also a nice range of different decentralized applications built right into the wallet. So, you know, ERC20 compatible, Bitcoin compatible, Litecoin compatible. It holds only a select few cryptocurrencies, but in my opinion, some of the main ones that you really need. So moving right along, you already know we got a mixed, okay, so Ripple just going into the green. We got a mixed crowd out here. BNB running nice, up 8.45%. Let me see. And if we look at the top 10 coins, we can see, let me see, Bitcoin, we got a green candlestick for the day. These are all day sticks. When you're looking at these, when you see red, it was mostly a sell-off day. When you see green, it was mostly a bad day. Litecoin looking very nice. Bitcoin Cash SV, Tron up, Cardano up. So for the most part, Stellar Lumens is way down, but it's up for the day. For the most part, everything, give or take, other than Ripple right now is up for the day as far as the charts go. So let me see who we got tuning in with us. Miss White, excuse me, I apologize. My deepest apologies, Queen. My deepest apologies. Grand Rising, Miss Townsend. Brother Tim, how we doing out there, brother? How we doing? So let me share this out real quick to a couple of social media platforms, and then let me go ahead and get my podcast started, New Money Matrix. Family, y'all haven't checked out the podcast. There's certain things I'm sharing over here that I'm not sharing over here in the video form. So definitely check out my podcast. Let me see. Let me get everything shared out. If y'all can too, please share this out with individuals that may need to see this type of information that I bring, man. Because I think I bring it unadulterated and I think I bring it raw for everybody. Okay, that's your father in the pic. My deepest apologies, Queen. My deepest. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you also for your donation. Definitely much appreciated. I'm gonna continue to bring the information. Let me know if you need anything, and I'm definitely gonna put you in the door. Also, in family, for anyone that has purchased the puzzle book in the past, The revised copy is now available for those who purchased it in the past. The revised copy is now available, so reach out to me. I got a nice list of individuals, so you should be getting an email from me soon. And I'm also going to be trying to bring this one into a physical publication. Might add a little bit before I physically publish it, though. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna send that out in 1 second. All right, so let me get this shared out on Instagram. It's 8:58. We're gonna be going live in about 2 more minutes. In about 2 more minutes, we're gonna be going live. So if y'all can, please share this out. Please share this out. Brother Tristan, what's going on? Peace, power, and prosperity. How we doing out there? Let's see. Let me get. Hold on. I know exactly where I gotta get this. So if y'all can share this out for me, share this out. Let me see. What's the first story we're going over? And I'm gonna explain something as I go over this first story with the individual from Florida being pretty much railroaded for selling Bitcoin. I'm gonna explain where he went wrong with it and the difference between public and private. So you can once you really become conscious of how everything is either public or private, you'll start seeing it in everything that goes on. Like you'll realize it, like, damn, that's because he was operating, he was trying to mix both hold on real quick, let me get this pick. What he was trying to do was operate in both his public and his private capacity by trying to knock off the Bitcoin for the Federal Reserve note. That's where he went wrong. So hold on, let me go ahead and snap this. All right, it's 9 a.m. Let me go ahead and get this podcast started. Let me go ahead and get this shared out. And then we're going to go ahead and take off, family. I've shared it out to a couple of groups. I just want to really just share this to I want to share this real quick to Instagram, and then we're gonna go ahead and take off. Very nice. Yeah, man, is it that backed up? I hope that lag ain't that far behind. That was a real far lag right there. Okay, man. Peace, power, prosperity, family. How we doing out there? How we doing? Grand rising, everybody tuning in right now. Grand rising to everybody tuning in right now. How we doing? So we got a nice crowd already. Got a nice crowd already. Let's see. What am I looking for? I don't know where the share button at. There we go. All right. All right. 2 more minutes, family. We're gonna be taking off. I do apologize. I even tried to go early, go live early so I can go ahead and have all this shared out. But then somebody hit me up asking about a POS system. Also, it sort of got me caught up. But a couple of things we're gonna be going over. Florida man gets locked up for selling Bitcoin. Dash has elected some trust protectors, or they're going to have an election for some trust protectors. Prime Trust is undercutting the rivals in the crypto custody race. This right here, very, very interesting story. Also, we have Bloomberg talking to millionaires and billionaires about staking coins. You know what I mean? We got Bloomberg talking about staking coins. Let me see. This right here, this story right here is going to be the one that really opens up the door for individual investors to really see the advantages of, number one, investing in cryptocurrency, and number two, the custody issues when it comes to cryptocurrency. Because crypto, when you look at a lot of them, they're nothing but trust. So it's the ownership is within the trust. You don't actually have, I ain't gonna get into all that, but real interesting story, very interesting story. So let me go ahead and share this out real quick. Okay, tune in live. There we go. All right. Hold on. Let me restart that. Peace, power, and prosperity, family. This is Amir, the Chicago crypto hustler, Bitcoin block bully, coming to you once again with an early Rosh show of coffee and crypto going on. We also got New Money Matrix podcast going on as of right now. We got a couple of stories coming to everybody in this AM. It is February 1st, 2019. It's the first of the month. A lot of money, a lot of commerce, a lot of checks being circulated around right now. So there's a lot of commercial transactions being taking place with the use of checks and balances, Federal Reserve notes. We got a story coming through right now, which is interesting. And when you see the breakdown, you'll see. So the first story we got coming through is, and it comes by way of CCN. Florida Bitcoin trader faces felony charges for selling crypto to undercover police. But on the state, it's a police entrapment that goes beyond the pale. After a ruling Wednesday by the U.S. 3rd District Court of Appeals, not USA, the U.S., a Florida man will have to face a trial by jury over felony charges in Miami for selling Bitcoin to undercover police. Felony charges for a victimless crime. And this is when you really get to studying law, you'll really comprehend why the term victimless crime is so big when we talk about punishment for certain actions and statutory provisions. Because when you really look at law, it states that there had to have been an injured party. So as long as you didn't injure a party, I think it's only like 2 actual principles of law. If you haven't injured a party, and I can't think of the other one, but that main one, if you haven't injured a party, it really ain't no crime really done. All crime is commercial, and that is evident when we look at, what is it, 27 CFR, hold on, let me see, what is it, 27 CFR 7211. So I'm gonna go through and show y'all something real quick. And once you understand what the word commercial, then you'll understand commerce and how everything moves in commerce and how pretty much everything we do is commercial in nature. So this is 27 CFR subsection 7211. And it's the meaning of terms. We got ATF officer, appraised of value, carrier, and then we have commercial crimes. Now, first let's understand what commercial is. And I know I'm getting a little bit off topic, but at the same time, I'm not. All right, so commercial. Concerned with or engaged in commerce, making or intended to making a profit. So, okay, what is commerce? Commerce is the activity of buying and selling, especially on a large scale. And the second definition is social dealings with people. But more so, we're looking at this from a commercial point of view, right? So certain commercial crimes, any of the following crimes, federal or state, offenses against revenue laws, burglary, counterfeiting, forgery, kidnapping, larceny, robbery, illegal sale or possession of deadly weapons, prostitution, including soliciting, procuring, pandering, white slaving, and keeping house of ill fame, and like offenses, extortion, swindling and confidence games, and attempting to conspire to commit, or compounding any of the foregoing crimes. Now, also real interesting when we look into commerce, commercial, and what they choose to make a commercial crime. Peep this out. Addiction to narcotic drugs and the use of marijuana will be treated as if such were commercial crime. Remember what commercial means, remember what commerce means. So they're saying your addiction, your sickness, for those that may have an addiction, it will be treated as a commercial. I mean, it's just real interesting when you really get to peeling back the layers. Another thing I want to show you all also, with you operating within the United States, I mean, look at this. An agent of the United States or an individual state of a political subdivision of a state and having possession of cigarettes and contraband. Where's the U.S.? Where is it? Here we go. So a person, when we speak in legal terms, and anytime you really don't know which one they're speaking on, but when we look at the definition of a person, it is an individual, it is a trust, which I've been trying to tell y'all about, it is an estate, a partnership, association, a company, or a corporation. That is the legal term for a person. So when the shit that they taught you in school that was a person is with you and me, a living human being, It ain't really so when you're talking about in a commercial venue or in a commercial jurisdiction. But the United States as a corporate entity, we are within a commercial venue. So, I mean, it goes real deep, and you really see the sovereign and the crypto connection when you get to peeling back the layers of public and private. But anyways, I don't ramble off for long enough. It goes on to say Espinoza's Bitcoin for Cash business requires him to register as a payment instrument seller and money transmitter under Florida financial statutes. The court ruled Wednesday, adding that he was not merely selling his own personal Bitcoin. He was marketing a business. Now, I'm going to pause right there and I'm going to go back and say what the court said. They said he was not merely selling his own personal Bitcoin. He was marketing a business. Now, I'm not saying that is a loophole or saying that you selling your own personal Bitcoins is different from you marketing the business selling Bitcoin. But I mean, when you really look at it, it pretty much is. It goes on to say it's a textbook. Okay. Now he'll face serious felony charges for money laundering as well as operating an unlicensed money service company. It's a textbook case of a victimless crime, an act that may run afoul of the Florida statutes, but one to which all parties consented and as a result of which no party was injured, right? The state of Florida has already ruined this man's life just for selling cryptocurrency tokens to people who wanted to buy them, or engaging in peaceful acts of commerce. I really got to pay attention. Once you start picking up on those I forgot what they call them, signal words, you're going to start seeing them a lot more. Injured, commerce. They said there was no party injured, and he was only engaging in peaceful acts of commerce, a commercial transaction. The fact that undercover police and the justice system can get their claws so deep into man for something like this is disconcerting to the utmost. And I'm probably going to go back and watch this interview of him on my own time, but you can check it out too. I'll put a link. Miami Beach police found Espinoza on localbitcoins.com. He was using the screen name Michael Hack and asked to meet in person, which, peer-to-peer transactions, definitely had a right to do that. Here was a man who was not looking to cause any trouble, who was causing no harm to anyone, who was merely meeting with other local residents in person to help them buy Bitcoin, and the police force in Miami decided to ruin his life. So give me 1 second. Let me pause right here. That's what I forgot. Let me share this out to a couple of the groups. Yeah, I already got 3 shares. Thank y'all for whoever shared the video. Thank y'all very much for that. I definitely appreciate that. I definitely want to find a way to get this information out to the most, the highest rate of people as possible. Because, like I say, the information that I bring and the way that I bring it, I definitely don't think that any and everybody brings it in the same way, shape, or form. And I keep it uncut, raw, and I tie in the actuality, not the reality, but the actuality that we live in, being within this United States jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? Just a connection. You see mass adoption taking place, but they're really trying to sweep it under the rug. It's because the doors are open right now pretty much for any and everybody to get into cryptocurrency. The thing about it is they're trying to clamp down the doors. You know what I mean? So it's almost going to be like a first come, first serve type of thing. And I'm telling you now, those that do hold cryptocurrency, you are looked at as more so sovereign than those that only transact with Federal Reserve notes. But the main purpose is that Federal Reserve note is a public entity or a public note, a public bank note. And cryptocurrency is not public. It's pretty much private. You know what I mean? Not even pretty much. Cryptocurrency is private. I just did a build on my podcast explaining the difference between public and private within the cryptocurrency space and as it relates to our modern day living in the commercial world. All right. I think I got that shared out to enough groups. Anyways, going right along, it goes on to say, in his life. Okay. As if they didn't have anything better to do, public records requests have found a backlog of over 3,500 untested rape kits in Miami by the police department's hometown. So what they're basically trying to shed a light on is that y'all had enough time to track down, go find somebody on localbitcoins.com, have them come sell you Bitcoin, and you got 3,500 untested rape kits backed up. That's basically what they're trying to say. Like, where did y'all find the time to do this? And y'all got this other thing in y'all backyard. Espinoza met 3 times at a coffee shop, an ice cream shop, and a hotel, and sold the undercover officers $1,500 USD worth of Bitcoin. The police say they told him they were going to use the money to buy credit card numbers stolen by Russian hackers. Pause right there. That's where the entrapment comes, which formed the basis for the money laundering charges. Let me go ahead and say that. So The money laundering charges came because they interjected and said, you know what, we're going to do such and such coin that you're selling us. Like, which, man, in my opinion, that's a bullshit ass move, just in my opinion. They threw a charge on them, you know what I mean? Knowing that greed overtakes and clouds one's mind when we're doing commercial transactions. Now, he could have at that moment been like, well, you know what? I don't want anything to do with that. I'm not going to sell you. But how many of us, honestly, somebody slips something in like that, $1,500 transaction? And they don't tell them at what price he's been holding or had Bitcoin at, you know what I mean? So, Espinosa's charges were dismissed by a judge in 2016. In 2016, Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Teresa May Pooler dismissed the charges against Michael Espinosa, ruling, or Michelle, I don't know. This court is unwilling to punish a man for selling his property to another when his actions fall under a statute that is so vaguely written and even legal professionals have difficulty finding a singular meaning. That was a hard statement. Indeed, since the Florida Money Services statute was rewritten by Florida, no, hold on, let me say that in a different term. Since then, the Florida Money Service statute was rewritten by Florida legislature to include virtual currency as a form of money, a point that will no doubt weaken the prosecutor's case against Espinosa in the upcoming trial. For Judge Pooler, the police entrapment tactics to get a money laundering charge were not too impressive, and the case hinged on whether or not Bitcoin qualified as money under Florida law. The ruling drew global attention. You got to really figure out what money is too. The ruling drew global attention from the cryptocurrency community, which generally considers Bitcoin to be a form of currency, but was relieved for Espinosa's sake that the charges were dropped. Barry University economics professor Charles Evans was brought in as an expert legal witness and told the court Bitcoin is not money, but something more like comic books, baseball cards, or poker chips that people are willing to buy. And I've said that many times. I've even compared Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies pretty much to marbles, had some of them not had the trust-like qualities to them. I mean, Bitcoin, for the most part, they do have a number of different Bitcoin trust funds put together. It's pretty much just a means to transact back and forth, and you can give it whatever value you want. But then you got other cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum were used, for example, which has a virtual machine which allows you to write smart contracts on it and implement them and have them actually used, or it has an actual use case to it other than just transacting back and forth, if you know what I mean. Let me see. Was dismissed, license. The opinion of Judge Teresa Pooler was overturned by a higher court Wednesday, ruling that Pooler was incorrect to dismiss the felony charges against Espinosa without a trial, and that he was indeed operating a money service business without a license. You need to check out what a license is and why you have a driver's license, because a license is used in the business of commerce, and that the charges will be reinstated. A trial date has not yet been set. So, real interesting story, to say the least. And it's my hope that he comes from up under it. In my opinion, like I said, it's a victimless crime, number one, and just them to throw some shit like that in his lap, like, yeah, oh, we're gonna go use this for, like, come on, that to me, that would have been a red flag. In my opinion, that would have been a red flag, me being from where I come from, just living the way I've lived, you know what I mean? That right there would have caught me off guard, like, what the fuck you say that for? Like, something right. Next story, coming from Dash. This has to do with trust. I've been trying to shed the light on trust, and once I truly understood what was going on within the world of the wealthy and how they really operate, man, and I really get what Taj Tariq Bey really talks about now about as far as your estate, your family. Anyways, Dash announces Trust Protector election scheduled for March. Can the Bulls drive back price action back towards $100? It goes on to say that pay attention to how Dash is operating. Dash has made further progress towards. In fact, let me tell you what a trust is first and foremost. There we go. All right. A trust is a fiduciary relationship in which one party, known as a truster, gives another party, the trustee, the right to hold title to property or assets for the benefit of a third party, the beneficiary. In finance, a trust can also be typed to a closed-end fund built as a public limited company. Now, so those that don't get it, basically, I will have a trust create a trustee or a truster create a trust for me, and within that trust, I'm going to elect certain individuals to act as trustees within it to take care of the affairs and hold the property or the assets that I throw in the trust. Now, the things within the trust are not owned by me; they're owned by the trust. So, if anything, if I was to injure a party or anything like that on that in my public capacity, anything within that private trust, once again, it would have been a private trust. Anything within that private trust is off hands to the public action, which I may have done because I don't own it. You sue me, you can have whatever I own, but I don't own anything within the trust. You understand what I mean? So now, just explaining that, I'm gonna show y'all how slick Dash is. Dash has further made progress towards creating a truly decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, with the latest announcements of the elections for the trust protectors of the DAO Irrevocable Trust. Man, there's a lot of these cryptocurrencies that are like, you wouldn't know it, but they're trust. Like, they are a way for you to hold ownership in something without you actually holding the ownership. Set up in July 2017, trust was designated to ensure the operations of the DCG, which is the Dash core group, will be controlled entirely by the Dash network. However, this has still not come to fruition as the trust protectors were originally populated by the Dash core group members and have not been elected by the network. Pay attention. The Dash network will be the ultimate beneficiary of the trust, and the trust will own 100% of the shares of the Dash core group. So the Dash, man, peep the game. The trust will own 100% of the shares of the Dash core group, not the individuals themselves. It's all in the trust. This system will effectively allow the network to have full control over the direction of the project, as the trust protectors will be able to oversee and replace the DCG directive if requested through the master node decision-making system. Man, this new way of transacting, family, y'all really gotta sit down and take the time out to study and get this. This is how the wealthy operate, and cryptocurrency is open to any and everybody to operate within it, but more so the wealthy are taking advantage of it. In March 2019, a group of 6 trust protectors will be elected by the masternode governance system. A third-party firm will vet all the candidates for the election, and anybody who wishes to be a candidate will have to contact that third-party firm. That news is soon to be announced. Then, the firm will release a list of vetted candidates, and the masternode owners can anonymously vote for the 6 candidates of their choosing. After the trust protectors have been elected, the Dash network will be one step closer to being a fully decentralized operations, as the DCG will no longer be able to determine the direction of the project unless voted for by the masternode operators. I did a whole spiel on what masternodes are. Oh, no, that was in my book. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, in the updated book, I go into what a masternode is. I think I talk about Dash in it, actually. Let us continue to take a look at price action. Yeah, I did. When I got into the proof of stake part of my book, I started talking about what it's Let us continue to look at the Dash versus USD over the short term, continue to highlight any areas of support and resistance moving forward. And they're just talking about the price action right here. Neutral until they break, blah, 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 blah. Where's the resistance of Dash towards the upside? Nah, I just really wanted to bring the information about the trust and what they got going on. Moving right along to the next story. Well, I can go tell you about price action. So Prime Trust undertakes rivals in crypto custody risk. And this is another trust company. Now, it goes on to say Prime Trust won't charge its clients to custody digital assets any longer. Peep that out. There is a transaction being made somewhere, or there's a reason behind them not charging their clients. The Nevada Trust Company announced Thursday that effective immediately, it had lowered its fees for the storing cryptocurrency tokens to $0 in line with what it charges to custody stocks and bonds. Before I even read this, because I haven't read this yet, I see the story and I'm like, I'm following it. What if what if, right? Peep this out. They said that they lowered the fee to $0 USD. What if they started charging the fee in Bitcoin and one of the other cryptocurrencies? But remember, cryptocurrency is not tied to any fiat currency. It's in whatever jurisdiction you in, you decide to spend for that cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is its own entity. Remember that. So it's not a United States dollar. So if you are charging, I only want to use charge. If you're accepting cryptocurrency for a service, and that cryptocurrency that you're accepting for that service, you're not transacting or switching back into a Federal Reserve note, in essence, or even legally, that may be a private transaction between you and the other individual. I don't know. It all has to do with minimum contact. I wonder where they got the Bitcoin from also. But real interesting. Anyways, in line with what it charges to custody stocks and bonds, Prime Trust began to custody crypto assets last year when it offered cold storage services for Bitcoin. It later expanded its custody offerings to include Ether and ERC20 tokens and Stellar Lumens. I keep saying, look, there's a lot of trust companies that are starting to invest in Stellar versus Ripple. I don't know if y'all paying attention to that or not. Grand Rising, Brother Hakeem. How we doing out there? Peace, power, and prosperity. What's going on, my dude? Long time. Hey, back to what I was saying, though. There's a lot of trust companies. Who else somebody else just started a Stellar Lumens trust. Someone else, just a big, was it Grayscale? Stellar Partnership Grant Program, that's a trust. Yep, Grayscale, it was Grayscale. Grayscale, one of the biggest Bitcoin trusts in the world. Now, the Winklevoss Trims, the Winklevoss twins, the Gemini exchange market that y'all use, that's a trust. It's called the Gemini Trust. Anyways, Grayscale launches Stellar Lumens Trust Fund. Digital Currency Group's New York-based crypto trust funds Upstart Grayscale Investments announced on Thursday, 17th January, it was adding to its already massive portfolio of cryptocurrency trust funds a Stellar Lumens Trust Fund. Man, this shit is like, y'all really comprehend. Not saying that y'all don't either. I just know where I was once within my understanding level of the world of commerce and, just operating in the public and private. Like, really, when you really peel back them layers, man, you start seeing shit that you didn't even know was there. Like, damn, for real? But anyways, getting right along with the story. Prime Trust began to custody crypto assets last year when it offered cold storage services for Bitcoin. It later expanded its custody offerings to include Ether and Stellar Lumens. Now, this is what I want y'all to comprehend. These big-ass trust companies that are acting in a fiduciary relationship to its clients and managing millions and billions of dollars is not going to open the doors for they people to invest in Bitcoin, Ether, and Stellar Lumens if they bullshit. That's one thing I can give two fucks about, excuse my language, about what the price is right now. That's just allowing them to accumulate more and more and more. Like, if you really knew how much some of these trust funds got, they got about 100,000 of this, 100,000 of that, 1 million of this. Like, crypto custodians typically charge custody fees ranging from 4 to 10 basis points per month. Prime Trust said Thursday dropping this charge makes it cheaper and faster for Prime Trust clientele, which includes crowdfunding portals, exchanges, broker dealers, and stablecoin platforms to conduct operations. In fact, interesting enough, Binance just came out with a story today saying that they just added another stablecoin. I'm gonna bring that up also. Explaining the move in an email, Prime Trust CEO and Chief Trust Officer Scott Purcell noted that in the traditional financial world, no qualified custodian charges fees for safekeeping stocks, bonds, exchange-traded funds, or ETF, mutual funds, or real estate, citing examples such as E-Trade, Robinhood, Northern Trust, J.P. Morgan, though Prime Trust does charge a $350 annual custody fee for real estate according to its fee schedule. As such, charging a custody fee just because the asset is a crypto token did not make sense, he added. The move aims to conform a standard practice in the financial industry, although he claimed Prime Trust was the first in crypto to nix custody fees. It's a reason they're doing that. I'm telling you, I can almost guarantee they're going to charge a fee in crypto and say that, well, we're not charging USD. So it really, because they're not lying. They're not saying, okay, so they're saying we're not charging
We're charging exactly $0 USD. We don't want no USD. We're not charging anything. That man is a slip. As such, charging the custody fee for just because blah blah blah. Purcell told CoinDesk that Prime Trust has other sources of revenue to make up for the removal of custody fees, explaining, "We make money just as Robinhood, Northern Trust, and other traditional custodians do. The cost of custody are offset by other services. For example," he said, "custodians who store crypto with Prime Trust also often park their fiat there, and the institution can and earn interest on the latter, meaning the fiat. According to Clearinghouse, a banking association and payments firm, a traditional custodians, these other services can include fund administration, security brokerage, payment, lending, performance data, and asset servicing, all of which typically carry their own specific fee. Interest income from reinvested clients' funds are also typically made up an important component of custodians' revenue." ECH's white paper on custodial services said, when asked if Prime Trust could lend out digital assets the way traditional custodians lend customer securities, Purcell said, "We're exploring that." Prime Trust does charge a $50 disbursement fee for processing crypto assets, as well as any additional costs that may be incurred, such as gas prices on the. So, moving right along, another story coming in from Bloomberg, and this story right here, and I've tried to shed light on the fact that you can earn a, what do they call it, passive income just from grabbing cryptocurrencies that allow you to earn the staking rewards, such as Fundy X, Neo with gas. Bloomberg is now telling its people, right? This is Bloomberg. Brother Shane, what's going on with you, bro? Welcome. What's going on? Long time. Bloomberg is now telling people about staking coin. So they got an article that came out today. Some crypto investors find a way of playing it safe. It goes on to say, after the volatile cryptocurrency price swings of the few last years, some investors are becoming content with essentially earning interest on their holdings. They're embracing a practice known as staking, where their tokens are placed in so-called digital wallets and used to help validate transactions that create new blocks in blockchain networks. In exchange, they receive rewards in the form of coins. The proof of stake process can generate, peep this out, they're talking to investors here that invest money and get anywhere from 1 to 5% yearly return, maybe 10 to 15 at a high stake. The proof of stake process can generate returns ranging from 5% to 150%, depending on the coins and the amount held. Now I'm gonna stop and pause right there. And to the eyes of an investor, somebody that's used to investing in millions and billions and hedging money here and having investments bring them back a certain percentage there, for them to see 5 to 150%, they mouths is watering right now. What? And the crazy thing about it, man, I'm telling you, for anyone that's been in this crypto space for a minute before it was this mainstream adoption, for you to see them talking about some of this stuff now, it's like, damn, like these people were really, really, really behind on bringing this information to the It goes on to say there's a big chance that's a big change from how transactions are verified for Bitcoin, which follows a proof of work system where so-called miners, and I wonder why they're using these terms, so-called miners compete to solve complex mathematical riddles and win new coins. With token prices showing few signs of recovering after plunging as much as 90% in 2018, staking has made it somewhat easier for investors in coins such as Tezos, Decred, Cosmos, EOS, and Liverpeer to endure the bear market. Now I'm gonna stop and pause right now and tell you something. Bloomberg ain't just putting any and every cryptocurrency name in an article that they know is gonna go out to millions and billions of people that have millions and billions of dollars. There's a reason they shed light on these 5 cryptocurrencies. I suggest you do your research and find out who Tezos, Decred, Cosmos, EOS, and Liverpeer is, or Livepeer, excuse me. That's another thing you got to pay attention to. Anytime some of these mainstream medias, they throw like little names out there, man, go pay attention and see why they talking about. Because there's over 2,000 different cryptocurrencies in the market that they could be talking about. Regardless of market conditions, staking provides returns denominated in the asset being staked, meaning that you don't earn a dollar amount when you stake cryptocurrencies. You earn cryptocurrency, which you got to start looking at as its own entity. You got to stop tying that USD amount to these things are their own entities, and they're operating as such. When you operate in the private capacity, you'll understand how operating with these entities is so much more so sovereign than operating with a Federal Reserve note. regardless of market conditions, staking. Oh, okay, blah 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 blah. If you're going to be long, you might as well stake. Okay, said Kyle Samani, a manager partner at Multicoin Capital Management in Austin, Texas. The practice, also known as forging, has given rise to a cottage industry of specialized startups. These are trusts with names like Stacked or Staked, Eon Staking Inc., and Figment. Many new crypto custody services such as Anchorage are also starting to offer staking as well. Basically, I'm gonna break this down, and these are jewels. Basically, what these companies are doing, right? Just because I'm telling you something, man, people don't really know that much about cryptocurrency as those within the space like to think they do not know about this stuff. So these companies are basically saying, look, you don't know about the shit. Give us your money. We'll buy the coins and stake them for you because we know you don't know what the hell staking means. So it sounds complicated. So we'll basically buy and hodl these coins for you and charge you a fee to actually hold these coins and stake. And we'll probably get paid percentages off the stake and rewards and everything. Like, man, this shit is ingenious. I don't even know what I got. Just understanding how this operates opens up a whole nother door, a whole nother window into this thing we call economics and finance. Eon, which is launching a staking as service offering in February, will charge a 5% fee on the interest its clients earn. Damn, they slick. Staked announced Thursday that it raised $4.5 million from Pantera Capital Management, Coinbase Inc., Digital Currency Group, and other investors. Anchorage, which launched on January 23rd, says its client include venture capitalist Andreessen Horowitz, which is also an investor in crypto asset investment firm Paradigm, offers coin custody and staking for institutions. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I've been saying this for the past 2 years. Right now, in this day and age, really over the past few years, because they're closing the doors up, you have been able to be the first in a many of different things as it relates to cryptocurrency. There wasn't no cryptocurrency staking trust capital fund thing a couple of years ago. It wasn't. Come on now, man. It wasn't. And think about how simple it is. Man, I'm not even about to get it. Look, I'm gonna drop this for y'all, and I hope y'all catch it. I myself could start up a legal entity, and within this legal entity, I could have investors through me or through the entity, through the trust. I will have trustees acting in my capacity or for the trust, and they will take investors' money and we'll buy Pundi X, and we'll help them stake Pundi X. You understand what I mean? We'll help them because they don't understand the shit, and this is where truly being sovereign and your understanding really comes in, fam. Because you got to think about it. All you do is pay people all day to do shit that you yourself don't want to learn. Damn that any and everything you pay for in this world, as far as services, a lot of it is for shit that you yourself just don't want to learn. Like, it's amazing. And that's basically what you're seeing with this move right here, which I'm definitely gonna what? Yeah, all right. As we see more proof of stake protocols emerge, the ability to stake your tokens and earn interest from staking is a great way to make money, said Paul Veraticat, a partner at Menlo Park, a California-based Pantera. An ability to make strong, consistent returns, which to an investor, and staking does carry risk. When coins are staked, it can take hours or days for the networks to free them up for trading. This means that investors may miss a market rally and get caught up in the fun. There's also some regulatory uncertainty over whether the coins issued as rewards can ever be viewed as security. Some staking companies, such as Figment, and I suggest y'all start researching some of these companies, have created special repurchase agreements for clients to minimize potential tax implications. The investors have to trust the startups doing the staking for them too. Now, when we go back and we look at the special repurchase agreements for clients to minimize potential tax implications, you got to research not tax evasion, tax avoidance. It's a big difference. Staking requires a certain amount of trust, unlike proof of work, said Aaron Brown, an investor who writes for Bloomberg Opinion. My observation to date is when crypto requires trust, disaster follows. It's usually reported as hacking, but it is usually insider malfeasance or gross negligence. So while I don't specifically predict problems, no one should be surprised if they crop up. Investors may be able to test that out soon with Ethereum. The third largest cryptocurrency is expected to shift to proof of stake system as part of a network software upgrade later this year. Yes, Ethereum is moving over to proof of stake. That is the fourth that's coming up. There was actually three forks with Ethereum, and I should have covered the story, but I didn't. Sometimes there'd be so many stories, I'll really be forgetting some of them. But it was actually three forks that just happened with Ethereum. Two actually resulted in extra coins, and the third one is just an upgrade to the system. Anyway, there are more than 100 coins using such systems according to postlist.org, which you can go and look and see a great number of the proof of stake coins. There may be a big part for staking and proof of stake systems in a mature crypto economy, but today it's something investors should do at their own risk only, Brown said. And I believe that's the end of the story. Very interesting story. Moving right along, we're getting into the trust wallet. It was a lot of individuals that were asking when I had showed you that I was starting a new trust. This is the wallet that I use. This is the trust wallet, and it is used to secure multi-coin. And it's available on Android and iOS. It's a secure, so you do have your private key, and it's stored locally and protected with many layers of security. It's fully supported for any ERC20 and ERC223 tokens on the Ethereum network. They also support leading cryptocurrency protocols such as Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, POA, Go, VET, Litecoin, Bitcoin. Now, this is an anonymous wallet. I'm gonna say this again. This is an anonymous wallet. We will never access any of your personal information. And trust with a capital T always keeps your data private and secure. They do not ask name. They do not ask age. They do not ask for social security number. Now, I did a whole build on the information that they do pick up and the terms of policy, because they do have an 18 and older within the terms of policy. But at the end of the day, remember, they're not asking you any of those. So what I'm not advocating breaking the terms of policy in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that in order to truly transact with cryptocurrency, there are no limits to it. Cryptocurrency itself does not care what age, race, creed, none of that, nationality. It don't care about none of that. It's truly a sovereign form of means of transacting, code, information, whatever you want to say. There's also the decentralized exchange. Trust Wallet will work seamlessly with the Binance DEX, allowing you to make instant trades on the decentralized exchange. So basically saying you'll be able to trade directly from your wallet with the Binance. And they have dApps or decentralized applications and Web3. The Web3 browser allows you to interact with decentralized applications directly from the app. So just from me having the Trust Wallet on my mobile phone, I'm able to go in and browse their browser, meaning Web3, and they have a huge decentralized app option on there. They got exchange markets, they got buying markets, they have games for the kids, and all of it is centered around earning or relieving oneself of cryptocurrency. That's all. When you look at it, it's really pretty much commercial transaction. You know what I mean? And when we look at the blockchain and the faucets that it has and that it has built around trust, I mean, if blockchain is to protect encryption and operate in foreign trust, right? A trust is the most superior entity to operate in then. And that's why you see a lot of these cryptocurrencies, and that was a quote by Brother Sharif from the Vault. That's why you see a lot of these cryptocurrencies actually operating in trust. Man, this shit is ingenious. So this is the Trust Wallet. Like I said, I'm sharing this with y'all because there's a lot of individuals asking what wallets do I use, which ones do I really use, and Trust is one such wallet. Now we're going on 38 minutes already on the podcast. Getting right along. It's 9:40 a.m. Family, how we doing out there? How we doing? How do we like those stories? Were those stories in any way, shape, or form helpful in the understanding of cryptocurrencies and the phenomenon that's taking place right now within this economics and financial world? Let me know if that helped y'all in any way, shape, or form. And was it pretty much still mixed up nonsense? I don't know. But looking at the market right now, we got a pretty mixed market. On Coins 360 is showing Bitcoin at 3,400, down below the 3,500 that we were at when I did my early bird session podcast earlier. Ethereum's up, EOS is up, Tron is up, BNB is up, Maker is up, Litecoin's up, Bitcoin SV is up, Bitcoin Cash is up, Monero is up, VeChain is up, Zcash is up, Neo is up, Komodo is up, Bitcoin Diamond is up 1.7%. Now remember, I just spoke on the fact that Bitcoin Diamond has its own market, and the fact that if you buy Bitcoin Diamond when it's low, because they only go off the diamond price, right? if you buy it when it's low and then it exceeds in price, a lot of those items that they have on the BCD Bazaar store, you're able to get at a fraction of the price. So it's almost like you want to go to Best Buy and buy something. You're like, you know what, I might wait for 30 days. I'm going to put this $100 in a box. And when you go back to the box 30 days later, it's $200, and now you have more to go buy with. You understand what I mean? That's the equivalent of you holding Bitcoin Diamond and then jumping from 71 cents to 80 cents to $1, hell to $2, where it was currently when I did my first build on why I'm investing in Bitcoin Diamond. Number one, they got their own market. So moving right along, let's go ahead and get to the countdown, family. Coming in at number one, in fact, before we get to the countdown, let me share this first and foremost. Short disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor of any way, shape, or form. I'm not a financial advisor of any way, shape, or form. I'm not a tax advisor in any way, shape, or form. I cannot give you financial advice, and I cannot give you tax advice. What I can do is share information that I have learned about cryptocurrency, and within an entertainment sense, just go through some of the news that we have, look at the prices, the swings of it, do a little bit of chart analysis, but this isn't financial advice in any way, shape, or form. So please do not take it as today. Right now, we got $115,814,705,184. We have a 24-hour volume of $8,077,068,391. BTC right now, the dominance is at a 53.15%. Now, coming in at number one, let me refresh this real quick just to make sure we're on point with the price. 35.15. Let's see. It was saying it's 34 on. Okay, well, pretty much on point. Hold on. Let me look at this against. Let's see. Look at this against CoinMarketCap though. Okay, so CoinMarketCap got it at 34.80. You know what? That's because we're looking at the Korean markets. That's key. Bitcoin is, remember what I tell y'all. Bitcoin is not tied to any fiat, only that which the jurisdiction which you're in and which you're willing to pay. So right now, all across the board, Korean market included, Bitcoin trading at $3,514, up 0.8% within the last 24 hours. Coming in at number two, we got Ripple trading at 30 cents, down 0.6% within the last 24, but up 0.6% within the last hour. Coming in at number three, we got Ethereum trading at $110, down 0.5% within the last hour. Coming in at number four, we got EOS trading at $2.36, up 1.1% within the last hour. How do you think Bitcoin will go in this first quarter? Sideways. I'm looking for Bitcoin to possibly drop to 2,800. My lowest level of support before it gets bought up, before we just go like parabolically to the moon, like $1,800. Not saying that it's gonna make it that low, but I can see Bitcoin dropping to about 18 before people really rush in. Big instant, any and everybody just rushing it back. Hell up. Now we do have a couple of resistance levels: 6,000, 10,000. I think once we break $10,000 resistance, that it's really off to the races after that. Now we can have another retracement as we've had through the whole history of Bitcoin. But I'm real optimistic about it. Coming in number four, we got EOS trading at $2.36, up 1.1% within the last 4 hours. And then number five, the equivalent to the dollar or the United States dollar is USDT, United States dollar teller, trading at $1.02, up 0.1% within the last 24 and up 0.9% within the last hour. Coming in number six, we got Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash right now trading at $115, and it is up 1.3% within the last 24 hours. Coming in number seven, we got Litecoin trading at $32.43, up 2.7% within the last 24 hours. Coming in at number eight, we have Tron. Tron right now trading at 2 cents, and it is currently up 1.3% within the last 24 hours. Coming in at number nine, we got Stellar. Stellar right now trading at 8 cents, up 0.5% within the last 24 hours. Coming in at number 10, we got Bitcoin SV trading at $67.64, up 2.1% within the last 24 hours, 0.2% within the last hour. Coming in at number 11, we got Cardano trading at 3 cents, up 1.1% within the last 24 hours. Coming in at number 12, we got Binance Coin trading at $6.59, up 7% within the last 24 hours. Coming in at number 18, we got Monero trading at $44.22, up 0.3% within the last 24. Coming in at number 14, we got IOTA trading at 25 cents, a mere quarter, family, a quarter. And it's up 0.24% within the last 24 hours. Coming in at number 15, Dash trading at $68.36, currently down 0.4% within the last 24 and down 0.07% within the last hour. Coming in at number 16, we got NEO trading at $7, even still up 0.7% within the last 24 hours. Coming in at number 17, we got Ethereum Classic holding its gains above that $4 mark, trading at $4.01, down 0.2% within the last 24 and 0.5% within the last hour. Coming in at number 18, we got Neem trading at 4 cents, down 2.1% within the last hour. Coming in at number 19, another stable coin, USDC, USD coin, trading at $1.03, a penny higher than USDT, up 0.6% within the last 24. And coming in last but not least, still holding this gain at number 20, knocking out both Maker and Waves, we got Zcash trading at $49.86, evened out all across the board. Even though it says it's up 0.07% within the last hour, that's pretty much nothing. Now, going a little bit past, we got Waves right now, number 21, trading at $2.79, up down 2.82% within the last 24, though we are up 0.6% within the last hour. So you could see a gain of 1% within the next hour on Waves. Coming in at number 22, we got Maker trading at $380, up 2.4% within the last hour. This is one of the, I think, most slept on coins. Ooh, Tezos. Here we go, Tezos. Isn't this one of the ones that they were speaking on about the POS? Right now it's trading at 37 cents, and it's up 1.6% within the last 24. Let's go take a look at Tezos real quick. Brother Polo, what's going on? Grand Rising, my brother. How we doing? How are we doing? Let's see. Look at this quarter. Major dip. Major dip from November at $1.35. And this is the thing about some of these prices. Man, when we retouch previous highs, $1.40 right now, and it's trading at 37 cents. Let's see, where is it at? It's on UX, Kraken, Hit BTC, Gate.io, Coin One. With all news, they have updated news on it. Nah, we ain't gotta go through all that. But let's see who the top runners are within the last 24 hours per Live Coin Watch. And this is the beta version of Live Coin Watch. Well, I would love to see what the finished version is gonna look like. Do we have any questions or comments so far from the audience? Any questions or comments so far? Grand Rising to everybody. I want to thank everybody that is tuning in, getting this work right now, and I want to thank everyone that actually shared this out. What more do you want, family? Top two runners, Polo and Pundi X. Polo up 24%, Pundi X up 9%. Centrality Augur up 8%, Binance Coin up 7%, Data Token up 4%, Bancor up 4%. Man. And if y'all have been watching Pundi X versus Ethereum, I mean, I'm not going to continue to just keep posting about where it is and this price is good. Nah, I put the jewels out there for y'all to catch. It's up to y'all to take advantage of it. I logged in my other account, didn't get my alerts. Okay. But yeah, these are your top runners. Holo, Pundi X. Man, Pundi X been performing lovely. Lovely. And I did make, I'll show y'all the entries on Instagram. Position is just stay on Pundi X. In Ethereum, that is around 520. Let's see what Pundi X is now. Excuse me. Let's see where we at on Pundi X versus ETH. Any coin requests coming from the family? Any type of coin requests coming from the family? We're now about to move over into the chart analysis part of the show. Going on 48 minutes as of right now on the podcast. Stacking some, get ready for the rise of the water. Yes, sir. All right, so trading at 559 now. Very nice. Let's see. This is a 15-minute chart. So we see we came down and we met support way down. Hold on, let me open this up. Let me allow it to finish loading up. Let me close some of these other platforms. I do got too many things open. All right, so let's close this up. Look, everything is in the green in my watch list right now, meaning everything that I invested in is in the green right now. Beautiful. Let's see. I want to open this up. There we go. All right, so what I'm looking at right now is a 15-minute chart. Now, if we go back and we started with a day, right now I'm using the exponential moving averages as they relate to the Fibonacci sequence as my form of moving averages, supporting resistance lines. What I want to look at real quick is the day chart. There we go. Very, 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 very nice bounce off the 14-day moving average when we look at it on the day chart. Let me open this up to a 4-hour chart. We can see we got stopped out by that 200-day moving average. Now, keep the game. I didn't even see it. We were actually stopped out by the 100-day moving average right here. Look at this line right here on the daily. That's a good bullish signal right there. That's a good catch. That's a good catch. We're above the 100-day moving average right now. And we are back above the 7-day moving average. And we are being supported by the 100, the 14 to 21, and the 55-day moving average as of right now. So if we're able to come back up and crack and use the 200-day moving average as any form of support around 621, you can definitely see Pundi X continuous rally. So looking very good right now, looking very good. Let's break this down to a 4-hour chart. SRN versus Milk versus Pundi. Moke. SRN versus BTT. Check out BTT. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing you can do with BTT. It just came out like yesterday. Like you gotta have history in order to chart something. We'll take a look at it though. Yeah, see, look. I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is big. This is a 4-hour chart. This is nothing. We got support at 13. Let me see. All right, so you got support at 13, resistance at 15. Right now, you're stopped out at 14 Satoshis. Anyone that got in on this definitely doubled. Well, no, not double. Well, let me see how high do we fall. It went from a low of 10 to a high of 18, so damn near doubled your money. Anyone that was able to catch this one, I didn't catch it at the time, but there's not enough life in it for me to even do any type of TA. Let's look at this is an hour chart. You're still in an accumulation period on the accumulation distribution tool. So I guess that's a good thing. But I mean, BitTorrent right now, with it being so cheap. In fact, I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna see more. This right, damn, got it for. There you go. When you got something that only moves in 1 and 2 Bitcoin increments, you got to find it broke down to a smaller denomination to really see the trend of it. So now that we're looking at BitTorrent versus Binance Coin, you can really see that we're in a pretty good downtrend right now. Me personally, I wouldn't be investing in it at this time in price. I would wait for it to. I mean, this is low. You know what I'm saying? You are. And the thing about it, people always want to catch the bottom, but the thing is, you never know what the bottom is. Always remember, we can come back and we can retest that, and we can always come down and we can retest that. So always remember that. These are retest levels. Definitely could continue to dump. I would move cautiously with it myself. Let's see. So we're looking at SRN, Siren token versus let's see. Look at this on a weekly. Look at this on a monthly first. Siren, if this is the one you're talking about, Brother Shane. Yep. This is a monthly. Lower lows, lower highs. Weekly. Back in October, you had a nice little pump. Since then, nothing. Straight down to the dumps. Daily. And I'm just giving us a quick overview of it because it's when I see coins like this, it's like, man, I don't know. I wouldn't even look. I mean, look at the trajectory of it. This is not a coin. This is not a token that I myself would want to be invested in right now. But I'm gonna tell you something. People have been talking about catching the low this whole way down. Talking about, I'm gonna catch the low on it. This whole, and it just keeps going. Like, I know people that invested up in here. I'm gonna catch the low. I'm gonna catch the low. I'm gonna catch the low, and it just piss people off. That's why I'm not so much of a hodler. of many tokens because they could always go lower. I'd rather continue to trade them, continue to build a portfolio. Basically, all the mobile communication coins. Let's look at MLK. MLK is nothing popping up for MLK, bro. And we just look at Pundi X already. Yeah, ain't nothing popping up for MLK though. So, family, do we have any other questions, any comments? We got 5 minutes left coming in on the podcast. It's going on 10 a.m. Chicago time. I believe we started going live at about 8:55. Do we have any questions, any comments out there, any coin requests, any entries, exits, stop limits? Right now, you do have at least 5 minutes to ask any and everything you may want to ask. Also, for those that have not picked up the book, The Puzzle, the revised version is out, and I do go in depth about proof of staking, masternode, more history into Bitcoin, more history into the housing market, how it went down. Man, the book is phenomenal in my opinion. I ain't just toot my own horn. Like, for me to put that amount of information in there and to just have the level of understanding that I do, only from being in this market after 2 years, to me, it's amazing, and I'm gonna continue to amaze myself. So let me see. Doesn't seem to have any questions or comments. I guess with that being said, family, let me make sure. In fact, this is what we can do for the last 5 minutes. Let's look at, real quick, look at the top 10 coins on the charts and do a little bit of TA at each one. I could probably do that within the last couple of minutes. So coming in at number 1, we got Big Bang Hank, Bitcoin. Let's see, let's close that up. We no longer need a trading view. We got our own trading view. Right now, I'm bringing up the, and I already had it open. I don't even know why I just came to this one. But I'm bringing up the top 10 coins right now. We're just going to do a quick TA on each one, see where our support, our resistance is. Hey, drop your contact in the inbox, broski, Brother West. Drop the contact in the inbox. Come on now, I want to hurry up and follow the show up and finish it up, and this thing wants to move slow. But you know what I'm gonna do? With that being said, I'm gonna end the New Money Matrix podcast. It was a good show, a lot of pertinent information given. For those listening, for those that will listen, you already know this is a free service, free information. For those willing to donate, you are able to donate through Cash App, which is Alamirak, ALAMIRAK. And for those that wish to donate any type of cryptocurrency, you can email me at cryptonomicconsul, cryptonomicconsul@gmail.com to inquire about the Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency addresses. With that being said, podcast, New Money Matrix, Financial Fridays, peace, power, and prosperity, family. I'm out of here. And family, that was me just ending the podcast, not the actual live. Financial. So, do we got any questions out here? Yeah, not many questions. Let me go ahead and save this. There we go. Let me save this very momentarily. Because I erased one of my shows the other day, not saving it fast enough and going back in and doing some stuff, thinking it was something. So I want to get this out and put the analysis. There we go. All right, and that has all right. First one up, let's take a look at Bitcoin, see exactly how Bitcoin is looking versus Tether. So right now we're looking at a day chart, trading at $3,416 on the Binance Exchange versus Tether. Let's see. What was our low? 39. to be our low right now. Our high seems to be about 34.97. Not giving you much leeway to trade this thing right now. Definitely support and resistance. So let's see. Let's open this up now. 4 hours, 1 hour, refresh. There we go. All right, so this is your trading range right here. Let's see what type of percentage it's giving us, though, which is pretty good when you break it down. That's why I say you got to break this stuff down into smaller denominations as far as the price chart goes. Because I mean, look at how we were looking. Look at the day chart, right? Look at a 4-hour chart, right? Look at a 1-hour chart. See that? Starts breaking it down a lot more, so you can see the real fluctuation within there. So that is, once you look at it on a hour chart, it's not as bad. I mean, it's small gains here and there, but you got to think it's people playing with $1 million. So $1 million, and they just made 3% within a day. And 3% return on a mill, 3% return on 100,000 even. You know what I mean? This is what big money is into, because they're not seeing these type of percentage gains so much as fast or with so many options that there are within the stock world. You got to think it's thousands and thousands, literally hundreds on these exchange markets of cryptocurrencies for people to run in. You got to think when we see them gains of 45, 60, 80, 100+%. Do you know what $1 million times 100%? I mean, plus the 100% is like, man, the space that we're in right now is going to make tomorrow's trillionaires. Listen to what I'm telling you. This space that we're in right now, that they're letting any and everybody get in, is going to make tomorrow's trillionaires. Mark my word on that. And it's open to any and everybody right now. It's not exempt by any race, none of that. Anybody can play this game. All right, so let's see. What do we got going on here? Nice run up, swing low to swing high. Broke down normal levels of retracement. What I always tell y'all, between 38 and 61%. What do we have? A clear breakdown. Broke down, found major support at 50. Bounced up, was not able to hold any type of support. Broke back down to that 61%, and that's where they found the traction at. That's where the bears really came in and said, you know what? This is where we're going to buy at. These are your normal levels. This is the system. This is the algorithm. There are bots that are trading off of this system. So what do when it hits the 61? They buy it up. We bought all the way up to 23% before resting, and right now is where we find our support at. Real simple, family. So normal levels of support: 34.37, 34.20, and 34.04. This right here, if you would have bought in here, you would have wanted your stop limit down here. If you would have missed this rally, you would have used these retracement levels as buy-in. So you could have bought in at 38, the 50, and the 61, and you would have been in profit on every single one of those as of right now. Let me see, moving right along. Take a look at Ripple. I don't think was doing that good. Exit for NPXS? I don't see no exit for NPXS. Long term. Nah, let me go over there and take a look at it though. Hold on. Let's see. Are you talking about in BTC or in Ethereum? Because there's really no, it's really no leeway for me to tell you what an exit will be in BTC. It's only trading in 1 and 2 increments. You know what I mean? Now, if we're talking Ethereum, I mean, it's just really bounced off the levels that I was looking for. I mean, I showed you where the support was. We got to get, what was that, 621? That would be my exit of it if I was going to exit. But now let's go take a look at Pundi X real quick. Let's see. I mean, you just got a crossover coming in on the hour chart, right? And we have found support of the, and we've also found support from the 55 and the 100-day moving average. As you can see, we just swooped up under that. So I can see Pundi X continue to rally, but I mean, I don't know where you got in at, you know what I mean? But you definitely, if you got in anywhere around 520, you could have cashed out around 550, 570. and they're looking for a pullback and then re-entered around 568, I would still be looking for a pullback to about 544. But yeah, it all depends on where you entered at. Did you just enter the position? If I just entered the position, then I would be waiting for it to at least, let's see, where's our higher level? At least 600 sats. 600 GUI. You got in at 597. You bought back here then. You bought before the dip. You bought, let's see. Is that where you bought at? Is that where you're saying that you want to exit at? All right, so you bought in, let's see, let's get this on point real quick. You saying you bought in at 597, correct? Okay, so we on point. We got an entry at 597. Right now we're trading at 560. And let's say we were to rally to, 625 is only 4%, which is not hard to do. But that would be cool. So right now you're at more of a loss than you would be for the profit that you're looking to get. You're down a total of 6%. You were down over 10, 12%. If I'm getting correctly that you entered at 597. This is why I stress the importance of stop losses and stop limits. So let me show you something. If I would have entered at 597, right, now I would have been able to see that we got a level of, 597 would have been entry right there. Let me get rid of all that real quick. I'm gonna tell you if I would have entered at 597, what I would have did. 597. Number one, I can see clearly, just from past. Ain't none of this here now. Okay, look. Let's see, I entered 597 about right there, right? Thinking that it's a dip. We ain't gonna go no lower. We got support right there. We have support right there. And pretty much support where we're at right now. But I would have used, remember, we don't see none of this. We just ended at 597. I would have used previous price action as my support and my resistance levels. Look at where the 200-day and the 55 and the 100-day moving averages were. You know what I mean? I definitely would have used those as some type of indication. Not only that, let's see. You already know I'm a big fan of Fibonacci. If I would have pulled this from a swing low, because you had it bought back in this period, right? Boom, 61. Look at that. That 6. I got it marked almost perfectly. No, it's marked perfectly. That 61% right there, that would have been my get out. If you got in at 597, so you got in between the 50 and the 61% retracement level, which was a good buy. You know what I mean? But you didn't have any type of provision set in place in order to minimize your losses. So now let me see. That's where I bought it. Okay, so yeah, now you're waiting to play catch up with it. So now you're anxious to get out because you bought in high. Whereas if you would have bought in here, your entry right now. So right now you're waiting to break even. I would have doubled down if I was you. I can't do that. Me being me, if I would have bought in here and then I would see the cane come down here and look at this. Damn, okay, I see I got a nice support level. Okay, I see I got a nice resistance level. Let me try to crack in after it breaks this resistance. I would have doubled down. I would have bought more at a lower position. That way I would have been eating profit on the way back up if I wasn't able to get out of my position at a higher point. So that's how I would have played that. So right now you're waiting for it to get past 597. You're gonna have resistance at 61. 600 sats, 613, 627. Now let's switch this around real quick. Let me do something. Let's say this is our swing high. Let's say this is our swing low. Now look at this, right? Peep game. Normal levels of retracement are 38 and 61%, right? It doesn't matter if you're going to the downside or the upside. Same exact thing. You're trying to break that. The only difference is on the downside, you're trying to break it going to the upside. So it can normally hit these levels. If you found the bottom, you use these as cash out levels. So you would have used this right here, 23 as my entry, 547, boom. I would have been looking to cash out at 566, 581, and 596 at the greatest. You know what I mean? Because those are my retracement levels. Those are my normal levels that we can hit for either reversing or continuing to rally on. So, with that being said, family, if there's no more questions, no more comments, it's going on 6:15. I want to thank everyone that tuned in for the Early Rising Show of Coffee and Crypto Financial Fridays. I hope that the information that I shared in this video was helpful to you in some way, shape, or form. If you can, please share this video out for individuals that may need to see it. And as always, donations are welcome through Cash App, Alamarak, ALAMIRAK, as well as any cryptocurrency you choose to send. And you can inbox me, DM me, email me the cryptocurrency information. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Until the next video, this is Amir, the Chicago Crypto Hustler, Bitcoin Block Bully. Peace, power, and prosperity, family. I am out of here.